Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most anticipated concerts in history literally began as I was writing this text. It had been announced that the Netflix live broadcast would start at 1400, and honestly, most of us thought there would be other content first and that BTS would appear at the very end. But exactly at 1400, they suddenly took the stage, and this was truly an unexpected opening. Gwanghwamun Square had been transformed into a massive concert venue for today. An area with a capacity of approximately 260,000 people had been set up, and the most striking thing was how incredibly organized everything was despite such a huge crowd. From the outside, it didn't look chaotic at all. Everyone had their designated place and not a single person was allowed beyond capacity. By the way, this crowd was reportedly the largest seen in the area since the 2002 World Cup period. People had started arriving very early in the morning, even from the night before. Despite the temperature dropping to 2 degrees, fans waited in front of markets, in 24-hour cafes and on the streets, all trying to secure the best spot. By the way, since it's a holiday today, I didn't film this video at home, so I had to share this video without doing any filming. As for the stage design, at first the stage with an empty center seemed strange to many people. Before the concert, some even speculated that the BTS members would descend with ropes or perform on that platform. But when the concert started and BTS came on stage saying they wanted to reflect their culture in this album and the image of Korea's most famous palace appeared in the background, it became clear why the stage was designed this way. The concert opened with the song Body to Body from the new album, and at one point in the song, Arirang, Korea's traditional song, began to play. So the opening of the concert was very impressive. The most striking point of the concert was RM's injury. For those who don't know, RM suffered a serious injury during rehearsals just 2 days before the concert. It was reported that he had a sprain in his foot, a partial ligament tear, and a bruise on the talus bone. Under normal circumstances, his foot should have been in a cast and he should have rested for at least 2 weeks. In fact, in a statement he made the day before, he said he wouldn't be able to dance or even stand on stage. But despite that, he still went on stage. Throughout the performance, he mostly sang while sitting. He even performed the choreographies while seated, and his chair was constantly moved around the stage according to the choreography. Sometimes he left the stage completely and then came back again. When he stood up, it was very clear that he was struggling, but he still did his best. There were even moments when he managed to join the performance standing. During this process, the other members were also incredibly sweet. They tried not to leave RM alone even for a moment. Especially during RM's parts, they gathered around him and constantly stayed by his side. In those moments, the group looked less like a team and more like a family. The sincerity and warmth between them were very clearly reflected on camera. During the concert, only RM spoke in English, and overall, all the members' energy felt very genuine and natural. They constantly tried to communicate with the audience. They mentioned that the weather was colder than expected and told their fans to take care of themselves and not get sick. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you. Let me put it this way. This was one of the biggest challenges ever. In this challenge, there were BTS, Netflix, and the Korean government. The Korean government had to maintain security and ensure comfort for the people there throughout the concert, and from the organization and the drone shots, we could clearly see that they did an excellent job. Another challenge belonged to Netflix: production, stage setup, and ensuring that there were no interruptions in the broadcast. And let me emphasize this. This was a live broadcast, not just any video you watch on YouTube. It's almost impossible for something to go completely smoothly without any issues. Even during one of Netflix's biggest productions, the Mike Tyson match, there were problems in the broadcast. But as I said, Netflix was very well prepared this time and delivered an outstanding stream today. And now let's come to the biggest challenge. After a long break of about 4 years, a group performing their first concert would naturally face huge expectations from the audience and fans, and they succeeded in the biggest challenge of all: singing live, performing complex choreography, and despite one member being injured, delivering a performance without letting it show and without ever dropping their energy. Everything was truly flawless. I think they delivered the biggest concert of the last 10 years and the greatest comeback of the last 200 years. And my dear Kek Dilimlerim, the Korean government could have made mistakes, Netflix could have made mistakes, those things could have been tolerated in some way. But if BTS had made a mistake, no one could have saved it. Yet they delivered a truly flawless concert. Our generation has seen a pandemic, wars, economic crises, and natural disasters, but we have also witnessed a once-in-a-millennium kind of comeback. One of my favorite details of the concert was that the guys performed the entire show live. In such a massive concert with millions of people watching at the same time, performing completely live without using playback was a huge risk. But BTS took that risk and pulled it off successfully. During the concert, I especially loved the shots during the song FYA. From a production standpoint, it was incredible. Netflix really went all out. Even though RM wasn't dancing during those scenes, the camera work made it look like he was. Honestly, even the cameraman did an amazing job. Also, thanks to this concert, we got to hear the live versions of the new album, and they were truly beautiful. But honestly, I got the most emotional during Dynamite and Butter. I don't know, seeing those guys perform a concert like this today really moved me. I think it was during the Butter segment when the melody started, the members said, "This sound feels familiar." That moment was so cute. I really liked the references to the past and the inclusion of their older songs. There were also some fun moments during the concert. Normally, because of his injury, there was a chair on stage for RM to sit on, and he used it during some performances. But at one point, while the members were speaking, RM stood up, and in that moment, Taehyung sat in RM's chair. The other members turned to him and jokingly reacted, "What are you doing here?" And it created a really funny moment. Taehyung stood up, gave the seat back to RM, and even got a little embarrassed. It was honestly very cute. About 5 minutes before the concert ended, the members thanked everyone and were about to turn around and leave the stage. But since RM was sitting on the chair and couldn't move, he was left there alone. Then he called out to the other members saying, "Are you really going to leave me here like this?" The members came back, sang one last song, and then all left the stage together. After the concert ended, 5 vehicles were already waiting in the area, and BTS left the venue by getting into those cars. And just like that, the concert we had been waiting for months for, one that people even traveled across countries to attend, came to an end. At the very end, a teaser for the documentary about the making of the Arirang album was also released. During the concert, there were constant unauthorized streams. For example, live broadcasts opened on X were being watched by over 100,000 people. One of the most striking moments of the concert was Bang Si-hyuk, because he arrived at the venue with a very large security entourage, which caught people's attention. Some people even made jokes about it. I had some concerns about the concert beforehand, but they truly executed everything flawlessly. For example, I had some worries about security. But it was clear that a tremendous effort had gone into ensuring security. Around 15,000 personnel, including police officers, firefighters, and other teams, were controlling the area. A total of 31 Pravesh gates had been set up, each equipped with metal detectors. Everyone entering the venue was searched, including their bags. In fact, during these checks, weapons and tasers were found in some people's bags, and those individuals were taken to the police station. You couldn't even bring a lighter inside. Just imagine that. Honestly, I don't think the intentions of people who brought weapons there were good at all. Thankfully, such intense security measures were in place and no one was harmed. Providing this level of security for such a massive crowd was extremely important. For the first time, the city administration even sent emergency SMS alerts in English for this event. Road closures were announced and city life was organized accordingly. At the same time, this event also involved significant costs. Using Gwanghwamun Square for a week cost around $20,000, and Hybe paid approximately $90,000 in total after obtaining separate permits for locations like Gyeongbokgung Palace and Sungnyemmun Gate as well. In the end, this wasn't just a concert, it was a moment where a long-awaited comeback, a massive organization, and a flawless performance came together. Despite all the potential risks, the concert was completed without a single major issue, and it truly went down in history as an unforgettable event. I absolutely loved the concert, and I'm so happy that I got to watch it live. Well, when I say live, I actually mean I watched the live broadcast on TV. Sigh. I'm a little upset with you, Netflix. Don't forget to share your thoughts about this concert in the comments. I love you all so much. Goodbye.